cachorro trepando, caralho!
Whatever that means, it's in Spanish and nobody understands.
Why are we watching this?
No, what's going on? What's going on is we've opened up.
Hey guys,
We've opened up the open house to
o cachorro tá trepando, deixa o cachorro trepar.
to this madness.
God, I'm the only one who correctly understands this.
So we're just gonna go. GG
Brazilian
Brazil.
people.
GG Brazil.
I am Brazilian.
Hello.
I am Brazilian.
Hello, Marco. How you doing, mate? You know much English?
Hey guys,
How's your English?
I don't know.
Bad English, yes. My Portuguese is terrible.
Oh. Please.
So what
suck
can we
my
do?
ball.
We can suck your balls, but that would be quite the distance to travel, seeing as you're from Brazil
Yeah, I know.
and
I
I'm
know.
in the UK. So you're live on the open house right now. You know that. You're live in front of an audience of millions.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Marco Turvello, famous people.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. If you try to present whatever you're trying to present, guys, I can't see it. Sorry. So all I can see is your icon. That's it.
Oh, não
Yeah.
pensou, o moleque.
I can let in any old crazy person I like. I can boot you whenever I like.
Hey guys, Brazilian.
This is Manga com Sal, a Brazilian man. You know, bro?
This is Bruno diferente.
É Brasil, porra.
See this
Bruno diferente.
this is why we're not going to make it, guys.
Isso
Do you
é
like-
manga
do you
com
like
sal.
carnaval?
Are you on lockdown right now?
Manga com sal.
Are you okay, guys?
Robin, do you like carnaval?
I love the carnival. It's my
Fuck
I do video, so I love carnival.
Ooh. Do you dance?
Do I dance? No,
Yeah.
I hold the camera.
Please do a live stream dancing for us.
Not today. I am too tired.
Oh, okay.
So you're still trying to present, dude, but nothing's happening. How did you find us?
Ó o Lucas Neto gringo, caralho.
Indeed. I am a gringo.
All I heard was Luca.
Carnival. Bring it.
Yeah. Are you from Rio then?
We know where's your house, Robbie.
vários digitais, man.
Pay
Say.
attention.
Pay attention. Yes.
A lot of people with AIDS, HIV.
Yeah.
What do you know of Brazil?
Yeah.
What do I know of Brazil?
Brazil?
Yeah.
I know you
No.
speak Portuguese in Brazil.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yes. Many people call you Spanish, and that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect.
So I understand that at least.
This
Is it Bial?
this is our
Is it
president.
Bial
Our
Yampa?
My
Yeah.
penis is very small.
I suspect so, Bial. Is that why you're trying to present it? So you can
Do you
you can
know-
put the camera
Do you
closer.
know Jair Bolsonaro? Robin,
What do I think of Bolsonaro?
this is Bolsonaro in the video.
Oh, we got Yao.
Pergunta pra ele que ele conhece sobre o Brasil, mas perguntei.
What do you know about Brazil, Robin?
I know very little about Brazil, but I know enough to at least get by when I talk to Brazilians.
In Brazil, we walk with a lot of monkeys.
You do have a lot of
This
monkeys in Brazil.
Robin, don't
Yeah.
go to the Rio de Janeiro.
I have not gone. I would love to go to Rio. I would love to go to Brazil. I would love to go to
No.
Chile. Chile is where I'd like to go.
Alô, Bullet.
Okay, now that's gonna get you booted, mate. That's
Desliga
gonna
o
get you
microfone,
booted.
rapaziada. Tá dando
Yeah.
eco, mano.
Yeah, that's gonna get you booted. If you keep that up, I'm gonna have to kill that one at least. Wow, that we filled up really fast. How did you find
Bota o
us?
sorriso Ronaldo.
When you asked us
Oh,
earlier,
damn,
Robin, I heard the name
Ronaldo
Lucas,
aí,
so I'm assuming
rapaziada.
that might have something to do with
Well,
it.
Luca's Italian. So why is he getting followed by a load of Portuguese people for no apparent reason? Reginaldo!
Onisha.
Oh, so much feedback, guys. So much
Ô, bora
feedback.
bater papo com eles, mano. Larga a mão de zoar, bora bater papo aí, bora bater papo.
See, okay, this is the open house. Okay, I'm gonna put in the side chat here, guys. You can see the video I'm displaying for you guys. Oh, feedback, guys, feedback. I gotta kill
Abaixa aí o eco, na moral, abaixa o eco.
I gotta kill this Marco, I gotta kill you, dude. You're
Hey man,
awful.
follow this page in Instagram.
Okay, much love. And you are
Where from?
removed from the call. That was excellent, Thomas.
Cala a boca, Reginaldo.
I don't think your name is Thomas, is it,
Ô, meu,
Thomas?
lots of retarded Brazilians, man.
I know. You seem to be like...
This is Resident Evil.
Very retarded, man.
This, guys, this is the reason that this is the reason we're not gonna make it. You know that.
Sorry about this.
What?
Okay, so now we're at deny entry levels. Okay, so that's got to go, and we'll remove Tiago.
Speak Portuguese.
Bye, Tiago. I don't know Portuguese. English, sorry.
No speak English.
That's right. So we're at what we would call an impasse here. Now I'm saying that to you as though you know what I'm saying, but you don't.
Fala português,
And that's kind of the
filho da
issue here, isn't it, really, Reginaldo? So, but yeah, it's been fun. Nah,
Mano, não tô entendendo nada. Fala português aí,
nah,
Bruno, na moral.
I gotta start denying now. You know, guys, we could have had an interesting
Caramba,
conversation.
come essa esposa, mano.
Everyone's just talking shit, and there's nothing really that fun, and nobody gives a fuck about your Instagram, dude. Honestly, nobody cares. Nobody's ever cared. Dude, they don't care about you. They don't care about your Instagram. None of it. Your Instagram is meaningless. This is, as you can see, folks, this is somewhat of an experiment.
My marriage.
So this is how it's going. just
Why do you
so
still
you know.
have these people, Robin?
Sorry?
Why do you still have these people?
I just wanted to see what was going on. So I mean, these other guys are quiet right now. You see, so they're on probation right now. So we just don't know what's going on.
But it doesn't seem like any of them even speak English.
That is the issue. So I'm allowing them the right to leave on their own sort of volition, if you will. But yeah, can you stop presenting now, please, mate? Or I got to put you as well, haven't I? Really? That's probably for the best. We
Just do it, Robin.
Yeah.
Just please.
It does. It's taking its time on here. It's
Fala português e seu babaca, como é sua esposa, você vai ver.
Okay.
yeah, indeed, yeah. I know what you mean, mate.
Hey, there's two of him in here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's weird how these kids play. I mean, it's not. I don't get this.
Good evening, Drew.
It's like turning up to just any old random person's table in a restaurant and just sort of like talking shit at them in a different language. And you're like, sorry, mate, how can I help? What? I mean, look, obviously it was open to that idea, but it was just weird that we just got some random Portuguese. Sorry, random Brazilians out of nowhere. Bye-bye, BL.
Oh, he's back. One guy's back.
This is just sitting here doing this. I pressed this button here, but it is taking a long time to get that bit done. It seems. This may be due to the fact that I'm actually doing the sharing of the OBS with it. I don't know what it is, but it's just one thing. There's nothing going on. If I show you the stuff that's going on with my CPU right now, my video, I have plenty. I've got room to burn here. Loads of room. And it's just, yeah, don't know. It just sits here for some reason. and I do not know why.
Goodbye, guys.
Take it easy, mate. And it just sits there.
So all that's left. Sorry.
So this is the Google Meets thing. Hello, Rick. What's going on? Yes. Hello, Head Mob. Accept you. Why? Why should I accept you? Is there a reason that I should accept you at this point?
Hey, it's that Badil guy. He's still presenting, even if he's using a different account.
Who's presenting?
It's that Badil guy, the Badil guy you got rid of, although he's using a different account called Tadeshi Shioki Noku. Why he's using a Japanese name, I don't know.
Probably a reference to something.
Yeah, let's get rid of that.
I know my anime listeners. That's nothing.
Just random names, isn't it? But I'm actually having a struggle with the software right now. It's or at least the website right now. It is sort of just sat there, not doing what I'm asking it to do, which is rude. It's clogging up the windows somewhere. Not quite sure where. This is the thing. I'm still sort of in two minds-ish as to what I want to do with this, because there's a lot that I'm sort of running around on in OBS. And I want... Oh, I don't want to exit the page. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's just sat there. Explication. I will tell you an explanation. Well, right now, mate, I'm still trying to get this thing to do what it's supposed to do, so... What are you supposed to do? Okay, you are from Sonic Comunista. Okay. Please tell me what's all that about. I might come back to this. Weirdness.
Lots of nonsense.
It's if you look in the chat on the YouTube page, the explanation is we are from soniccomunista.exe. We are trolls. We are doing trolls, but
Toad, don't get mad. You
Don't get mad.
Yeah.
don't you get mad?
I mean,
Why-
yeah.
why-
Okay,
Well,
guys. If you're gonna,
don't get mad.
yeah.
That's
If
their
you're going
question.
to, yeah, you're talking about. There's good trolling. There's bad trolling. Okay, now just being annoying isn't what trolling is about. Okay, if it's just being annoying, that's just annoying.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? It's not trolling. If you're just kind of basically just coming in.
You're not being ironically annoying. You're just being annoying.
That's right. Yeah, there's got to be a plan here. There's got to be some, where the. It's like when you tell somebody a joke and they think that the punchline's going to be this and then the punchline's going to be that. Bait and switch kind of deal. So if it's just basically just interference, you might as well just walk up to a dining table in a restaurant and just like throw the table over and kind of going, I'm just kidding. It's
That's not fun.
Yeah, you just got to work on that patter. There's a lot to do there, and also it's also best to do it in the person's own language. That's really important. If you're gonna like fuck about with them and stuff like that, at least let them know what the fuck you're talking about, because that really sells it.
I can't explain the plan in English. You literally just did.
That was the plan, dude. That wasn't a plan, to be honest. A plan. You might like get a few pages done.
Oh God.
Write it out. Do something. That sort of business. Write it down. Think about what somebody's going to do. Maybe anticipate what they're going to do, and then do something. And then add to that. This is like one page, and where half the page has been ripped off, and then a quarter of that's been ripped off. And then another half of that bit has been chewed off, and then it just goes, turn up and just be a dick. And that was the plan.
Yeah.
It had an objective. Hello, Reg. Reginald, are you gonna tell me your plan?
No, I think he's
gone.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh god.
I was hoping for a plan. I was really looking forward to a plan. Then I was like, oh, brilliant.
I have a plan.
There wasn't a plan, was there, guys? This is why Bolsonaro gets elected in your country, because you people have not got a plan.
Let's be fair. I mean, what did we elect?
This is
Man
we're led by the peanut gallery at the moment. This is what's going on. The people
led by a man who breaks his own rules about quarantine.
he's in love.
So Bakura was saying that this is terrible and that this is a failure. I completely disagree. I feel like this has been the best open house that we've
So
had.
far, yeah. I think we've won here.
Yeah.
Let's bring Rick in.
Oh, thank God someone
Maggie
said-
has a question. 1 second, guys.
All right.
Is she writing it down or something?
Well, I hope you all are enjoying this awesome
Yeah,
show
I mean-
on YouTube. Just dead air. Dead air.
Well, yeah, I just went away for a second. I did let you know that I was going away for a second. Maggie had a question, so that was like a segue for Rick to think. I know, maybe I could introduce myself and say what I was going to talk about, or we could just wait.
You didn't say that.
Or we could just think. I know, it's a bit like the dentists. And we all just politely sit there staring at old
Don't
magazines.
talk to me about the fucking dentist. I had to postpone my.
We
my
were waiting for Maggie to
health
speak.
insurance.
To me!
Well,
She's
you
my
never-
girlfriend!
You didn't specify that bit. We all sat here quietly and
I'm
politely
muted.
waiting for Maggie to speak. You never said Maggie wants a word with me.
Speak
to me.
You said Maggie wants.
We
Maggie.
want
this.
has a question.
So we all quite
This is why
politely.
we're not going to make it. This is why we're not going to make it. You can't even get fucking simple instructions through into your head. What are you, fucking
What
drummers?
instructions? There was no instructions. It was Maggie has a question, and then you left.
Yeah, I said, excuse
want
me.
simple
Excuse me, guys. Excuse me, guys. Maggie
you
has
were
a question.
excused.
So what do you...
thought you were making space for her.
Yes.
Okay, then. I know
We all
you've said
thought
this.
that.
You've told me this 15 times now. I understand. I don't know why you repeat the same thing that I'm saying to you over and over again. Makes it any better. This is not how. This is. See, this is trolling. You see, Mark. See, this is how it works. That's how you do it. You see? You see, everybody's in on it. Yeah, you get me? That's how you do it. That's how it's done.
No, I am genuinely confused now.
Oh, apart from
Perfect.
Bakura, Bakura's the only one who wasn't in on that one. Okay, but it's not really his fault.
Which is weird because no one was trolling Bakura.
We were literally in like a holding hands ring dance of fucking trollery, and there's just Bakura basically just sipping a drink from a straw in the corner, just kind of going, I don't know what they're talking about, mate. I'm trolling you, no, I'm trolling you. And the other one's like, well,
Best
poor guy.
open house.
Oh well, best open house
So
ever.
things are going well in your country then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could hardly
UK?
be better.
Here too.
I'm still here. You know,
Yeah, right. We're still alive.
I can,
calling it
okay.
a win.
Even Italy is doing better than the UK
Right.
right now. Come
Okay,
on.
okay,
Goodbye.
everybody must understand that everyone's a little bit middle class in England. Everyone's a little bit middle class. Everyone's working class.
Yeah, here too.
Because otherwise they'll die. But they've got their little bit of middle class. Okay. Now my tiny little bit of middle class is I have brown sugar in my coffee. Sensible. Single one sugar coffee, brown sugar, please. Can I? For fuck's
Which
sake.
type of brown sugar?
Demerara, of course. Anyway,
Alright.
what the fuck else? What do you mean? Anyway,
How do you feel about
Muscovado.
no, that was a
Europe
rhetorical
or
question.
Cream?
Okay,
Are there
but
such
yeah,
things?
but basically in London, right? If you can't get a samosa at any time, day or night, then there's a problem. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, so I went to I had to travel to the next shop in order to get in order to get brown sugar. So you can see that the cracks in society are starting to form. I think that's quite a canary in the coal mine kind of deal here. Compared to people who can't get a haircut, you can see that you know.
My report is that the grocery stores are full. No one, really respected.
1 second, head mob. It's not 2014, dude. Honestly, you're just going. You just said, look. You can say nigger on here. It's whether you say it within context. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of it. You're allowed. There's nothing to stop you from saying nigger on here at all, as long as it's in some sort of context. Yeah, as long as it's in context. This is how sad this is. It's actually funny because of how unfunny you are being right now. See, Drew gets it. Drew's laughing. You see, that's the funny bit. That's the funny bit that you're missing.
And nobody's told him he's black.
Yeah. And I'm literally pointing out to you, which also adds to the humour. Do you see where we're going with this? You literally have to teach people comedy at this point.
I'm already halfway through my first rum and coke, and
right. So you're just half in the bag. Is what the issue is.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I'm not
I can just clap like a fucking seal right now, and you're like,
I'm not a control group. Is what
So what you're saying, Drew, is it's 3 in the afternoon and you're on the piss.
Correct.
Fair enough.
Actually, that's literally correct. It's 2:52.
I'm a glass.
I'll be honest, Drew. One thing I do know is my time zones.
Yeah,
I'm pathological about them. Everybody has the OCD moment. Mine's time zone and maps.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
I have Google for that. But
so, according to the British government, Dominic Cummings did nothing wrong.
Oh well, okay.
On which occasion?
Okay. Just for context for everybody, I was asking the guys, why is Dominic coming on Twitter right now? I've been rather busy, and they were just about to tell me, and I went, "Oh no, wait for me to go on the stream." So go.
Okay. Well,
I have to be fired, right?
Well, I think it was Sean. Really, I think Sean deserves the opening gambit.
Yeah, Sean.
On Friday night, it was revealed that Dominic Cummings had, with his wife, and because his wife had the virus and he wasn't feeling very well, he put his kid in the car, drove 250 miles to Durham so that his in-laws could look after the child.
And he stayed with his in-laws.
And they stayed in a separate house apparently.
Right.
They put the kid in the castle because he owns a castle near Durham, and then they stayed in a house on the grounds.
As you do.
And so all the Tory party cabinet jumped up and defended him. Oh, it was all this, and it should be. It's a perfectly all right. What you should do and look after your kids, and this is perfectly acceptable. What the trouble was the papers only released half the story. And they've released the rest of it tonight. The fact that he was seen walking around County Durham, just literally strolling about. He was driving off to places to go for his walk round Barnard Castle, which is a pretty little village just outside of Durham. Nice place. And now they're having to defend the lies again.
So the half the story is he went to Durham.
Yeah.
And the other half of the story is he went to Durham and had a walk.
He was walking around, ignoring the lockdown. He also apparently...
Holy fucking shit, mate.
Hang on.
Holy fucking shit. This is scandalous.
Robin, he's then driven back down to London a couple of times as well.
Right.
Again, ignoring lockdown. Now, people have raised certain questions like, there are families who are having to self-isolate who have kids. They're not allowed to drive 250 miles.
Ooh. Do I want O to turn up? Judging from that picture, I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. We'll roll the dice. Hello, O.
Oh, God.
Are you seeing something that I'm not, thankfully?
I'm not seeing something, but the picture is bad enough.
Drew, I envy you. I envy Drew at this moment.
Yeah, me too.
Hey there, Pascal. How you doing there, mate?
You should envy me. My life's fucking awesome.
You didn't see what we had to see. Good evening, Pascal.
I take it
Yeah,
O
that's
wasn't
just one
able
of
to
many-
stream.
Cool things about me.
Well, basically, we just saw a picture of an almost completely naked man, apart from basically a KKK hood on his appendage.
Yum.
It's a fair description, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a KKK head.
Okay.
It was more a napkin.
Well, I was trying. What, you
I
think
mean-
he was at attention?
I mean, the thing is, how close did everyone look? That's the trick here.
Not that far.
So
to be
you,
honest.
so you thought it was a KKK hood, and and Rick thought it was a napkin. Either way, it's not looking good for this guy.
Pascal, Control D. Have you tried that?
What does the D stand for?
Yeah, he's having
Anyway,
some trouble
so
with it, Mike.
basically, the defense of Dominic Cummings has been, oh, it's what parents do for their children,
Right.
and that's the only excuse he's got.
Go on
It's-
holiday
yeah.
for them.
Yeah, I took them on holiday.
Hmm.
The problem is the double standards of one
Yeah.
rule for
I
us,
mean, okay,
other
I
rules
mean-
for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm sitting here kind of sitting there to myself, kind of going, eh. I mean, everyone's going to be a bit lax. Everyone.
Well, don't forget, this isn't recently. This was at the height of the everybody has to be locked away. This
Supposedly, this is even when Cummings actually had the virus. As far as that's what I read anyway.
Well, it just means that his family are going to die.
Good evening, Pascal. Are you with us now?
I might be. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Brilliant. Well done.
Yeah,
How
we
are
can
you?
hear you.
Yeah,
we can all
so
hear you.
we
Yeah.
can hear you. What else do we need for you to confirm that you're in fact with us?
Oh.
Please, no nudes.
What
We do
level
not
are we
want
on
to
with
see you-
medication? Where
Oh,
are we?
God. Yeah.
So well,
No,
yeah,
I'm heavily medicated.
excellent.
But,
Just our kind of, just the right level of Pascal I was after.
Oh,
yeah.
you're not going to start showing nude pics apart from wearing a KKK hat on your appendage, are you?
I think I'm going with napkin with this one. To be honest with you, Sean.
It didn't look like a KKK.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with napkin. I mean, not many hoods are penis-sized. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know how
Well,
many
the-
people have a basically a KKK hat just solely for their junk.
The original condoms, when they were invented in the 1560s,
Oh God, no! Oh,
They had
no.
a scene, did
linen.
they?
they were made out of linen.
What the fuck are you talking about, Sean?
Yeah, that's actually a
Oh,
true
boy.
story, but
It's true.
whatever.
No, it's not.
I'm sure it is.
No,
It
it's
is
not.
true.
No, it's not.
Oh.
No, it's not. They've been able to use all kinds of.
You're going to go about sheep's guts now, aren't you?
Well, it's
Oh,
not
sorry,
even.
sheep intestine.
They've been doing it. They've been
Oh
doing
no,
it
that's just the Welsh.
forever.
Oh,
the
and,
Welsh.
thanks for the Control D suggestion. That actually worked brilliantly.
Yeah, no problem.
I had to actually refresh the screen though, because then it was like saying, "Oh, no microphone found." So I just had to refresh, and it picked up everything. It started
Pascal,
working.
would you mind really quickly saying something really positive about the positive impact of keyboard shortcuts on user interface?
Yeah, shortcuts are awesome. They actually save a lot of fucking time.
Thank you for that. This podcast was sponsored by Logitech. By Logitech. It's ace.
You don't have to throw in the plug and then not get paid. That's just silly.
I thought it was done by the Brazilians.
I actually buy Corsair, so anyway.
Corsair software is fucking trash.
I don't use their software, no. But I'll only use Logitech for webcams.
Really?
Mhm.
Anyway, what's the subject today?
Well, the subject is called population density.
Subject. It's an open house, man. There's
Well,
no
yeah,
subject.
no,
It's
no.
like-
It is
officially-
actually, yeah, Rick. Thank you very much for bringing that up. Actually, the open house does have a title. Thank you very much. We do have a meandering river heading towards the coast. And
didn't
just
see
because you see it
No, I mean-
as just basically like a lovely river, you don't realise what's going on here. There's an erosion pattern being formed where we move the conversation over time towards its inevitable sandy finish.
Which is where?
Well,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
a couple of hours from now.
Right. Yeah.
So what
Where are we
exactly do you
going?
mean by population density?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
There's a few.
I was talking to somebody on Facebook, so I'm not going, and I can't remember who, but I'm not going to credit myself with this one. But they said it best, and somebody was asking, how do you know, or at least how could you know, how this COVID virus is going to affect people? And they said, look, it's just two single factors that actually matter in the end of the day, which is population density and the density of the population. And that's probably the best way to describe it. Just how many there are of us and how stupid.
Meaning how stupid as
Yeah.
density. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's, and I mean,
Stupidity,
well,
and stupidity being defined as staying, going outside, presumably.
well, not necessarily going outside, but why? I think is more
Saying
important. I mean,
Defying the lockdown orders for not.
Well,
selfish reasons.
it does make me laugh when somebody kind of goes, well, I'm just going to go to the park. It's like kind of going, okay, the park. Where's the park exactly in where you live? You live in a town, do you? Okay, yeah. So you're going to go to the town park. Where's the town park then? In the middle of the town. You're going to get a drink? Probably. Where are you going to get a drink from? Well, the shop. So you got to open the shop for you then? Well, yeah. Oh. No, they just never get there. They just go, well, yeah, I'm going to go to the park and sit there with my latte that I just ordered from fucking Starbucks. That some poor bastard has to sweat over. Who's probably had to, literally risking their lives just going to work. How is America handling the pandemic? Yeah.
It's not.
To be honest with you,
Pandemic. What are you talking about?
shooting people for asking
I'm
them
not
to
aware of
wear a
any
mask.
pandemic, Robin.
I, as far as American sort of ethic and law is concerned, I agree. I agree with this wholeheartedly. This is twofold. Obviously,
then, sorry.
Americans being murdered by themselves is hilarious to me.
Yeah,
but-
it's what we're best at.
Yeah, it's for me now. I've always been against gun control, but now I understand that there's a requirement in
Right.
America.
Right.
This is how it's a shame that it doesn't actually get rid of stupid people, because they're the ones on the other end. That's the big. Always been the big issue with guns, is that the stupid person is on the handle end.
Right.
Right.
It's a problem with voting too. It's a problem with many freedom issues in this country, is that it's the stupid people get to set the terms.
Are you saying you need to have an intelligence test to vote and have a gun?
One of those, definitely.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt, right?
Well, I'd prefer you to actually have a test to apply for for elections and stuff.
Not to say that everyone who's intelligent necessarily should have a gun, but it's hard to make the law the argument for why someone who is stupid should be trusted with a firearm.
Yeah, I personally think it's actually you should have some sort of qualification or some sort of way to go through when you actually become some sort of member of parliament or whatever the hell you do it. There should be a course.
Here's what my test would be. Are you American? Yes. Then you don't give them a firearm.
Fucking racist.
It's not wrong though. I mean, come on.
No, he said he doesn't mind if the black ones have it.
That's right. No, he's in status.
Actually, the black ones should have the biggest ones.
No, I agree.
I believe they do.
I say arm the black.
You just beat me to it, Robin.
From what I've heard on the grapevine.
You beat me to it, Robin.
Yeah, but don't go jogging.
Right. Well, I think you should be armed while jogging. It's.
I mean, that's a sentence that you can put into any conversation, isn't it?
Only
Really?
safe.
You know, just out of the blue, you know, you could be talking about, you know, anything, and just but don't go jogging.
Have you heard about there's shops in America right now that do not allow you to go inside if you're wearing a mask?
Of course.
Wait, did you say don't go inside if you are wearing a mask?
Yes, because America.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know. Come on, people.
It's difficult. I mean, I've had to go back to work, and I was told that there's going to be PPE for those who want it. I thought, great. I'm the only one bothering to wear the PPE.
Oh God.
Well, so the thing is, I think it was the Sam Cedar lot. They actually sell face masks, and the face masks themselves have a little thing on it, and it says, "My mask is to protect you from me. Your mask is to protect you from me, me from you." And that's the bit that nobody's quite getting. They're thinking that the mask is protection for themselves.
They see Donald Trump isn't wearing a mask, so if you're wearing a mask, that means you don't agree with the Holy Orange Leader. And if you don't agree with the Holy Orange Leader, that's the biggest crime you can commit, of course.
Rick, now he's wearing a mask now. He's wearing a mask too now.
There's only so many times where I can hear Orange Man bad. And I'm like, guys, at some point or another, you're going to have to look at the Orange Man and kind of go, he's not so great.
Yeah.
It's unironically, yes, Orange Man, bad.
Orange Man not doing well.
Orange Man
I think it's fine to say Orange Man not great, but I do think you need to not have that be your reaction to everything.
There is actually...
and have some sort of provision for doing something about it.
You have
Orange Man bad!
You have a fucking reality TV star as your goddamn president.
What did you expect?
There was an article. There was an article in the Independent actually claiming that a university has done a model test and predicted Trump is going to lose the next election in a landslide because of this, partly because he's not going to get the economy back up. I'd personally like to see the betting data because that's actually more accurate than any scientific model or polling opinion poll than anything. But if that's true, great.
It doesn't fucking matter. Opinion polls have been historically terrible at predicting election results. Ignore them.
I wasn't talking about an opinion poll. I was talking about a university that did a model.
Oh, it's a model.
I mean, he should be slightly better this next week because he's been
playing. Oh God,
incoming
he's
crazy.
Been golfing. He's been golfing this week, so he should be better now.
Oh dear,
it's true.
When we've got a virus going about,
this is fine. It's all fine, guys.
Somebody that stupid gets to live to that old age is a testament against Darwinism, though.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. You see, is that it's survival of the richest. You know, it's not the most adaptable or anything like that. If you've got enough money, money just adapts around you.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, you also see it in the numbers. Poor people are suffering more, as they always do.
I mean, the guy likes to hold fucking White House dinners and order McDonald's, for fuck's sakes. I think, like, at a certain point in time, you just have a genetic predisposition to not fucking die.
He's a poor man's rich guy.
The thing about those pictures with him before standing in front of those McDonald's meals, he looks so happy. When he's standing in front of those meals, he's so happy, and it's so weird. You're in the White House. You can get the best food in the world, and you're happy to get a McDonald's deal.
No, Rick,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Rick, there's a reason for that. He's actually said it's actually because he has this long-term fear of someone poisoning his food. So he orders McDonald's because no one who's with the people making the McDonald's food don't know who they're making it for. Weirdly, Hitler had a similar conspiracy theory for people were poisoning his meals.
It's fucking...
Okay, it would be funny if Hitler started he ordered McDonald's.
Just gonna come back into this. I'm struggling with this a little, guys. Sorry.
didn't have McDonald's with Ben. Hitler just had his meal specially prepared because he was so afraid that someone was going to poison him.
Robin, why is there two of you?
Yeah.
Why did you just join again?
I'm just struggling with this. I'm
And
working out
why
which way to do what.
Why am I thinking this new Robin Geffing is a troll?
Robin.
No, it is me.
Robin, are you even there?
Oh shit.
Hello?
This is not good.
Oh,
Hey.
no, that is you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it is me. Don't worry. It's fine.
What the hell is going on?
I'm just trying to work this through. It's a little bit problematic with the OBS output, so I'm afraid it's better if you just basically just have the side chat here. There we go, guys. This is better. It is better than before. That I'm assured of. It certainly works better than the other OBS, but the other Hangouts thing. I like this. It's got some use.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we use Meet all the time, obviously. But you couldn't get it before, or I would have suggested it for the house. But you couldn't do it because it was the enterprise thing.
Yeah. And how many can you have on this?
I think 30. Let me check.
Yeah, that's more than enough. I mean, 9 was the max on Hangouts, so...
I was going to say more than really necessary.
Precisely, yeah, that's exactly what we're about here. More than necessary.
30 people. I mean, good God. I mean, it's enough for teachers to really still be teaching their students, which they have been doing this entire time.
And Zoom has crunched in on that a lot, you see? So
All I'm saying is the teachers have still been teaching MPs. They're not just being lazy. They don't want to not go to school. They're still
because
teaching.
they've got to get those kids to catch up later. And it's a fucking nightmare. So yeah, it's just I went out today to get some food, and the normality of it just felt very normal. All very normal. Almost nobody was wearing a mask as well. But the idea of lockdown being lifted was the idea that it's over.
Oh, yeah.
The Dutch government is actually not advising people start wearing masks, so that's a bit weird as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
People just keep misreading what they mean. Because people say, you know, they kind of go, if I wear a mask, is it really that protective for me? And they go, no. And they're like, oh, wow, I won't take it, won't have, you know, it doesn't protect you, what's the point? And it's like, it's protecting other people.
Yeah. You might not realize you have it.
Yeah, that's the bit. That's the bit that everyone doesn't get. So yeah, I don't know.
I think Pug has the right idea. Kill all the people.
Well, it looks like you're getting your wish, Pug.
Who is Puck?
Dusty.
Oh, okay. Wait, why is he Pug?
Because he always has a pug.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Whatever. Dara is asking, if you can get my sister in your film, I'll donate to your Patreon. Not
Well, he
sure
means
what Patreon...
He means Patreon.
I know! I'm not stupid, come on! Jesus Christ!
It's Bakura. He's going to explain it. He's like an American audience. They actually have to add those bits at the end of jokes in America for people to be able to get the joke, otherwise they don't. So
I
Well, I mean, right
a
now-
laugh track or something that was being added.
No, it's like they end their jokes with the you know, the punchline being so blunt. You don't allow
Really?
the audience the thought process.
Right now, the joke is all you have to basically say is United States of America, and you'll get some laughs.
Well, the US is a joke in and of itself, so yeah.
You could do a stand-up comedy routine right now with a pad and a pen, and just kind of go, right, Donald Trump. Everyone giggles, right? Whatever that joke was, whatever that joke in your head, write this down, please. And we'll go through them together, you know? Because everyone's got a joke about Trump at this point.
I'm not good at coming up with jokes.
Trump is the only man in the world that can bet heads and tails and still win.
That's off James O'Brien.
Is it? Oh. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said something to that level, I think. Can't remember his exact wording now, but it's something about...
Well,
he has said something about...
He is a man of great mind, as they say. You know what I mean?
Why is everybody so quiet?
I don't know. I suppose it's that time of year.
I mean, given we were just insulting Americans right now, I'm surprised Drew was keeping quiet.
Yeah, he might not be here right now.
Well, I don't think you can defend America anymore.
I was trying to figure out how many. I was ignoring you entirely, as you often do when you're offensive. But I was trying to figure out how many participants can join a Google Meet, and it says 250, but I'm not sure if that's everyone or just the free one.
How much for the free one?
God.
Well, yeah, like I don't know if that's for like just the business customers or if like the free one is a different tier or something. But yeah, according to Google Enterprise, it can support up to 250 people on a call. So and like 1,000 live stream viewers. But I don't know how that part works. I didn't realize you could actually. Yeah, I didn't know you could live stream the meeting itself, but maybe that's what you've already done to make the YouTube.
Well, no, not really. I'm actually holding two meetings right now. One with you guys and one with myself.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm using myself as to see my sort of thing over here. Well, you can't see on the right, and then the icon of you on the left. You know the difference between left and right, of course.
I do.
There we go.
This is left.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
My left or your left?
Is left. It's always your left.
Yeah, actually, I did hold up my hand for your left.
If you can get my sister in your film, I'll donate to a Patreon. Where is your sister? What does she want to do? You know, I'm here.
What kind of a film are we talking about here? I mean,
I am set. I'm set to hustle. Yeah, I'm set for the hustle, mate. What you need? Where do you want me to stick your sister? What is she prepared to do is really what I'm asking. Which is what I ask of all of my subjects.
What are you prepared to do?
Yeah, I actually drag them down to the ground, and like basically Matey out of the Untouchables when he's just dying. What are you prepared to do? And they're like, get off me. And then I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't know why I keep doing that. I really shouldn't. It's getting creepy now, isn't it? A little bit, actually.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. But don't call the police. Then they're like, are you sure? Well, if you're sure. And then they don't call the police and I'm alright. So
not sure what.
Look, I'm not dangerous, but I can talk my way out of it. Make of that what you will.
I also heard the British politicians are lying about what the EU is and does again regarding Brexit.
It's the EU's fault for the EU, is it? I bet the EU
apparently
did it. I bet it was the EU's fault when the EU did this. And what did the EU do?
Hold up our rules.
You've got rules, haven't you? You see, you don't really understand the British sentiment, mate.
Yeah, we're not giving you everything you want. I know. I know.
Yeah. See, this has never really worked out diplomatically with the British.
I know.
And you forgot the important thing. You're not being grateful.
Yeah, look what happened to
that
Hitler.
We're letting you enter.
Yeah, look what happened to Hitler. That ungrateful fucker.
You ungrateful fuckers aren't thankful for the glorious revolution.
What?
The glorious revolution. Yes, you have. The
Say
glorious revolution. Basically a Dutch invasion of your country.
Yeah, and how? Yeah, but that was down south, mate.
And how long ago was that?
Down there.
Yeah, mate.
As if there's another part to England that's important, or the UK, by the way.
Well, there are parts of England that are more important than other parts of England. The parts of England that are more important are where I live.
I disagree. Where I live,
and it gradients out as to less and less important depending on where I am in the universe. Basically, about like a meter away from me. Just everything else is just zero. You know. I'm surprised they don't kill you all at the moment I see you. But you know.
You haven't got a gun.
You don't need a gun. Nobody needs a gun to kill another human being. Trust me. That would be my line if I went to America and you know, people have a bit of an issue with guns. Like I said, nobody needs a gun to kill another human being. Trust me.
True.
To be fair, that's also their argument for keeping the guns. It's a bad guy with a gun, not the only thing to stop bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Guns don't kill people, people kill people.
Well,
people with guns kill people with guns. People with guns kill people without guns. People without guns grab people's guns and kill them with them. The gun element is the issue. Because it sort of multiplies things up to the remote control over somebody else's life deal. Rather than somebody just getting knocked out.
There has been a big rise in the sales of guns in America in the last few weeks.
Of course
there have.
Because they're worried about people, you know, because there's no food, allegedly. They're worried about people breaking in and stealing their food.
Yeah, I swear, if somebody sneezes over there, they fire a round into the ceiling.
There is actually a shortage of meat right now in the United States because of how dirty their meat production is and everything. The meat isn't going out of the farms, the cows and everything.
Yeah.
You can't get them out to the abattoirs.
These are the products we're supposed to accept after Brexit.
Yep.
No, we're supposed to accept them months from now.
That's the thing. What is it, January the 31st or December the 31st?
January, I think.
I don't know, your problem to solve.
Surely that's the end of the transition period.
You'll be begging for a deal.
Yeah, any day now.
I'm sorry, Rick, I can't say that with a straight
I know.
Begging for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hold all the cards. I know.
Yeah, unfortunately, the EU are playing chess.
I always like to say how we supposedly hold all the cards. The problem is the EU are playing poker and we're playing Magic the Gathering.
Mrs. Bun the Baker doesn't win much, does she?
Hold on. I don't think you're playing Magic the Gathering. But that's more like, you know.
We're playing Happy Families, mate.
You have a deck of tarot and you're just making shit up as you go.
Yeah,
along.
we're trying to embed the card in the side of the wall right now. The fuck? I mean, we're not even playing it here. We're just sort of like just turning up and just throwing everything around the room, screaming. And they're just sitting there with a pen and paper kind of going, do you want to sit to the table, mate? And we're like, no! Not yet! We want... You want, do you? Yeah! Well, you can't just have everything you want. And then runs up. You know, that's us. What the fuck happened, guys?
Well, you know what it is.
You don't have any power here, old man.
The problem is we're playing Piquet.
Could everybody stop with the analogies and just basically just state what they actually mean? At this point,
Piquet?
You know,
Piquet is a card game that's not played with a full deck.
That would be a way to say it, I suppose.
I've never heard of Pickhead. Okay.
No. Basically, the UK turned out to a poker game with one card.
Are we analogizing again? Right, I'm going to have to outlaw analogizing at this point. That's the only way forward.
No, actually, the analogy is.
Oh God.
Let's have an analogy about analogies.
Dudes, I've got a button that I can just press whenever I like, you know.
Is it a big shiny red one?
Yeah. It's very powerful. Ooh. I'm deleting. No.
It's not right next to the launch all nuclear missile weapons, right?
No, I don't have nukes. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just.
It's from Monsters Inc.,
Yeah.
a very bad movie.
What craziness are you talking about? What sort of madman do you think I am?
Fucking love.
What do you mean Monsters Inc. is a bad movie?
Oh God.
It is.
Okay.
Isn't that bad?
So okay,
That
that's
one joke is fucking brilliant.
Here we go. So this is what we're going to talk about.
I hope not.
So I'm not. So maybe there, about there, maybe.
Civilization 6 is free on Epic Games.
Oh yeah, download that.
Oh, yeah.
That you peril. I don't know what it is. It's that they're kind of going. You know what you got in your Steam library? Would you like it replaced? Would you like it on here instead? And
Yeah.
you're like, I could.
And I'm like, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Get rid of that
yeah.
fucking time vampire in a heartbeat.
How much do you reckon you would pay for a computer for, say, that lasts you about 3 years, for example? What would be the minimum you'd pay?
Probably about like $400 for 3 years.
$400 maximum. Up to $1,000 maybe. Something like that for 3 years. 3 years worth of PC.
That'd last me a lot longer. Like this.
Yeah, but you'd be thinking about that. I'm thinking about a PC that you're gonna update. You want to spend about $300 a year, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm on GeForce Now right now. Okay, they're giving me like 3 months free, whatever, and after that, I think it's like $10 a month or something. And I've got a Tesla. I'm running a Tesla.
Yeah.
In RTX. I'm playing RTX games. I've got a 7 millisecond delay. That's faster than some monitors.
It's insane.
That is faster than some monitors. I'm getting video plastered down to my eyeballs at a rip screaming rate, which I would have been happy with, like that sort of latency. Like even on like my own computer with a normal network, not that long ago. 7 milliseconds, motherfucker.
It's only gonna get better too. Like it's only gonna improve from here on out. So like it's already insane.
That is now less than a frame. That latency is less than a frame of 60 frames per second. I think it is. Hang on a second. Let me just divide. I got to double check this now. 130. Was it? Yeah, 0.6. Yeah. So 60 milliseconds. No. That's what have I done? I've divided by. No. You're an idiot, Rob. 1,000 divided by 60.
God damn it.
Yeah,
my
16
mic keeps coming
milliseconds.
off.
So yeah, that's half. It's about half. So between each frame of 60 frames a second is about 16 milliseconds, and I'm getting half of that as the latency between me moving my mouse and the screen updating in front of me. Less than a frame. And I didn't have to pay for it. It's wonderful. I just played Metro with all the trimmings on full blast at 50 megabit coming down on the line here. And Habib had to pay for his. I'm not running on 2 grand's worth of kit. I'm running on 200 grand's worth of kit.
What's just going?
It's the Tesla T100 or something. There's like about a rack of those motherfuckers in there, and I just take a chunk, and my chunk plays the whole game. It's brilliant. I love it. I wish they could do that for productivity. I think it'd be fucking brilliant. £10 a month. Yeah, just it would be nice.
I think if I think games could have an integrated option where it gives you access to GeForce Now. Where like you could run it locally or you could run it on the GeForce Now infrastructure, and they would sort of like pay for those costs, like a bulk kind of a premium. They could probably do some fucking damage.
How's about this for weird? Okay. You know Half-Life 2?
Yes.
One of the things that pioneered in Half-Life 2 was the idea of a running, rolling skybox. So you have a 3-dimensional world, a 3D space, projected into a 2-dimensional space. So in this case, a skybox, but it's a 3-dimensional projection onto that skybox. So you're able to actually move the world around. But it's actually a skybox, nothing that you can actually interact with yourself. Imagine that live streamed. So other people's games being intersected.
I'd rather live stream a game that's actually fun to play, though.
Well, what would be interesting is to have like a World War II sim, where it's
another one of those.
So, no, a World War II sim where it's a land battle and there's hundreds of thousands of you.
Oh, yeah, kind of like PlanetSide.
Yeah, but hundreds of thousands of you. See, the thing about online gaming normally is the whole point of the server to person transition. And the problem is that they've got to feed you a bunch of data. You then render what's in front of you from your perspective and blah blah blah. Whereas when you have one computer rendering everybody's from all perspectives,
this is starting to sound like Star Citizen bullshit.
No. This is actually where Star Citizen went wrong. What he wanted to do was make a first-person shooter using, but in the way of EVE Online, and it was never going to work out because you just don't have the infrastructure, the data to be able to do it. The reasoning being is, in order for you to get the amount of data that you need to actually have everyone's positions all then loaded onto you in very, very small, discrete packets. This is the most important bit. It's like BitTorrent. For anybody who doesn't know what BitTorrent is, it's a bit of software that you're able to download files legally from legal providers of good and legal software.
Thank you.
In a legal way. But when you BitTorrent things, instead of downloading one ginormous file, you download loads of tiny little files from various other places. What that does is I don't know if anybody knew this, but this can really wreck your router, because now your router is asking loads of fucking questions of the internet at a very, very high rate. And it's the same thing when it comes to talking about netcode. In order for everybody to see what everybody's doing, you have to have everybody's position. In order for everyone's position,
see what you're getting at.
It's a fucking nightmare. So you've got all of that shit coming down to you in one long streaming packet, or if you are within the game world yourself, and all it does is just blast out a video from your perspective. That's all it has to do. All of the actual understanding and control and stuff like that, you can have a mega machine, which now just has to render out to various other machines that talk to it, depending on perspective.
Okay, what you're saying there makes sense. So essentially, it's like instead of having a server that's sort of shooting out all of the necessary data. It just does it in-house.
Everyone's data to everybody. Yeah, that's everyone's data to everybody in order for the computer at home to create that perspective. Whereas
that's way more efficient.
Exactly. Whereas the reason Star Citizen never could do this is because they weren't actually doing this on a huge cloud-based computer that just runs one game. And a game that everybody plays in within this cloud. With it just outputting, say, 50 megabit per second data, which is just a streaming video from that perspective. Then it would work. That's the only way it can work. Trying to tell everybody everything of everybody is where everything goes wrong. You just can't. You just fucking can't.
Holy shit! Yeah, that's true.
That's why it was. That was why it was a boondoggle. I looked at this and I saw that and I thought, "Whoa, that's a bit." No, hang on. You can't do first-person shooters in space. There's a reason for this. 64-bit. 64 bits all you got. You want to have the accuracy of some guy running around in an island? Brilliant. You want to have that similar accuracy running around inside a planet? Yeah, you can. Now do that for several planets. Ooh. A whole solar system. You'll be lucky.
And it really helps with like the supply and demand, because you have essentially like a rack and a server unit that's essentially just taking care of everything in house.
Yeah.
So let's say you have Grand Theft Auto 6, right? So instead of playing it on your console or that sort of thing, you just load up your PC. You double click on Grand Theft Auto 6. What it does, it connects to that server and it delivers the same kind of experience through GeForce Now.
No. Of course.
And then you have like
mate, of course you can play it on your console. Why not? You play it on your phone. You play it on any device. Yeah. Any device that's got an output and something that you can put a joystick into or a keyboard and mouse. Done.
Yeah, think about like playing on your console. Like, I'm using it in air quotes. You're actually playing on a server that exists, somewhere at a specific location. If they're interested in latency, they can have several sort of servers, like one for the East Coast of the United States.
And then they've got massive bandwidth. The whole point of cloud computing is that there's instances of it everywhere, updating each other. So when the user is looking at this, it just forms as what it's supposed to see. Now, obviously the issue that you have is, of course, is if you're going to be doing this, it would favour people to be doing it on a certain national level. Simply of the fact is headroom. If you imagine if you're trying to get two computers to talk to each other at high bandwidth where they're talking about absolutely everything of everyone's positions, that's going to be a steady, quite a latency-driven chunk going back and forth between, say, two nations. Probably about like 70 to 80 milliseconds of latency between us and the US. And that's just speed of light, mate. I mean, speed of light without anything in the way is about 30 milliseconds.
Yep.
But really, I mean, after all the exchanges and God knows how many hoops you've got to go through to get from A to B, yeah, you've hopped, 9 or 10 times, really. But yeah, so that latency there, you're never going to get away with that. But if you were to do it on a national scale, so you have it in a local area, yeah, everyone in that local area. Now, what was it?
I think whoever's first in doing this is going to be pretty much, the leader of the industry. Because you think about like what's popular right now, like all these battle royale games and that sort of thing. Like, imagine having a battle royale game where you're not dropping 100 people, you're dropping like
everyone,
10,000.
Everybody who gets on.
Battle royale games with that many people, I don't think would work. You'd see more World War II scenarios with two camps fighting against each other and actual front lines. Because you can't keep an eye on everything all the time with that many people.
It would just, that's the whole point, you see. It would just be insane.
Yeah, I know.
It would be waves. You'd just be jumping in as waves of people,
World War I style.
Yeah, it would be like World War I game. Where, okay, I'm the captain. All of you need to jump over the trench and die.
Yeah,
Why?
everyone's going to get hacked to pieces. gonna
Why,
be great.
sir? Historical accuracy.
Guys, you're missing the big picture.
No
here.
women allowed.
You're missing the big picture here, guys. VR hack and slash.
No, thank you.
What are you talking
thank you.
about? What are you? Can you imagine being in a massive phalanx of like 10,000 guys and you're all just basically just going for it? That would be insane.
I get sick already at some games if it's not going too fast and everything.
There's a new version of Oculus that they're working on right now. I'm just trying to remember that it's not out of production yet. I'm just trying to remember the name of it now.
It doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't.
Right
It's
now.
not
the right name.
No. This is an important bit that's coming out from it. Yeah, and it's Oculus Dome. Right, Oculus Dome is a sort of like an ergonomics and what's the best way to describe it? It's more of a development arm of Oculus. They're looking for more comfortable, much better ways to actually interact here. The third version of this has just come out. Okay, in this Half Dome 3 thing, they've managed to bring the size of the eyepiece down to about like 2 or 3 centimeters now, and it uses varifocal lenses, 6 of them in fact, to eye track your eye depending on its focal depth.
Oh god.
So when you're looking at something and you're tracking at something that's close to you, it changes the varifocal lenses so that the focal depth that you're looking at corresponds with where your eyes are looking.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would work for me.
That, I think, is going to be the big headache reliever there. There is there's 2 things that you have to get right with this, and it is I'm trying to remember the name of this now. There's convergence, isn't it? And then there's the other one. I don't know. Okay, convergence means that the 2 eyes, if you have 2 pictures, for example, one for each eye, they're different pictures, but when you look at them, it looks as if it's a 3-dimensional environment, right?
Yeah.
And then there's another thing that's to do with focal depth. And I'm trying to remember the name of that. But this thing is a polarized, a polarizing a varifocal lens, which is really fucking weird. If I do that, what comes up there? Look. Yeah, check this out. Look. See the image?
Not yet. Yeah.
See that thing?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. Is that they're doing it so that these things polarize light in order to make the light in or out of focus depending on how you're looking at it. It uses 6 of these, and apparently it gives you 64 different depths of focal distance for you.
Okay.
So when you...
That's weird.
Yeah. So they're digital bifocals. The interesting thing about this, of course, is you won't need glasses. Because these are adaptable to people with glasses. The whole point of this is it gives you a adaptable focal distance.
Yeah, still, I think I myself would still get sick because I also get car sick pretty easily. So there's more going on there for me.
What were you using?
I'm a special case. I don't use 3D glasses or 3D goggles anyway.
Well, how do you know then? You're like kind of going, I hate.
Because I already get sick just watching people play
what the
normal
fuck?
games.
What does that mean? That's like that's a disorder.
I get nauseous from. It's not epilepsy because I don't have epilepsy, but I still get nauseous if things move too fast.
Is it? It sounds like there's an issue with your semicircular canals that sit behind the ear. It's like
Yeah,
when
I
you get
think it's-
sickness, you get it's the brain trying to balance out what it's seeing from what the body is feeling. Does that you're looking? It's like you look at something and it's all going up and down, but you're not going up and down. So your body's trying to work, trying to find the different, it's not compensate. Well, I suppose it is compensate, but that's what it's something to do with the link between your semicircular canals and what your eyes are seeing.
But it's also that there's several things that mismatch that make these headsets issue prone. One of them being, of course, is that one of the things you're doing is looking through a pair of goggles, and so it feels like a pair of goggles while you're wearing them. And what I mean by that is that your eyes are actually separated by this sort of. Put your hand in front of your, so it's like on your nose. Like a flat hand up against your nose, and you can see that your hand actually now appears on either side of your eye. If you see what I mean. If you put.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, that in the wayness happens a lot with a lot of these 3D goggles. This has always been a bit of a problem. What they're trying to do is actually project individually to each eye, rather than having this big screen, which then they sort of like try to work through here. So this is the big difference here. Another difference with this particular thing with the half dome. So the first one that you see on the right here, this one that I'm pointing at right now, that one there was their first attempt. So this was actually making it so that you actually have the like an object there, like the size of half the size of a phone screen, projecting into there and then straight to the eye. So you wear it and then you see it as basically almost 180 degrees in width. So you see all around you every time you look everywhere. That's its point. That was stage 1. Stage 2 brought and this is doing some business with actually using varying lenses to move varying lenses in between each other to actually do this. It was fucking insane what they were trying to do here. Version 2 managed to get it even smaller, so it was down to there, which is actually even smaller than it's about a third the size of a mobile phone. This next version is this size now, and that's by comparison to the original. And they've got rid of this sort of pulley system business that was actually, like, I don't exactly know what they were trying to do with it, but I think what they were doing was actually moving lenses away from each other, several lenses in different sort of states in order to refocus light. That must have been a nightmare trying to work out. Now they've done it so that they actually have it so that they use like LCD projection, but with light polarizing. So you get that shenanigan. This is mental. That could be enough. And with the latency that they're looking at with these things as well, this is where you're going to be able to just put these goggles on, and anywhere you look, your eyes are being catered for, including focal depth. So this could be the one. This could finally be the one that I want to buy.
We'll see.
It's much lighter and much smaller than the ones that they have already on the go. So it's about as light as a heavy pair of glasses, apparently. Wired power, apparently. Pretty fucking good. Inside-out tracking, all of that sort of business. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what it does when it comes out.
I think that this next decade is going to be quite the decade for computing and VR and 3D in general. I don't know if anybody's been watching. You can have a look at this. It was apparently a PlayStation 5 demonstration. Done on the Unreal Engine using their new RTX all-round lighting Bonanza shenanigans. Looked fucking brilliant. I actually shed a tear because I'm 42 now, and since I was 6, I've been watching things just from 2 blobs on screen, kind of blip, 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 all the way up to what I'm considering pinnacle shit now. Literally, they're using Hollywood assets in that particular demonstration, and that's the point of the engine. They want to be able to put straight from ZBrush directly into the engine, run it like that. They're not even using normal maps. It's just a fucking point cloud now. It's mental. That's what they're doing. They had billions of triangles on screen at the same time. So yeah, that's that over with then. You know? So yeah, that was fucking weird. That was really fucking weird. Because if you imagine like some of the assets they were using there, you wouldn't even put for the entire game normally. The amount of polygons that they had on screen there. Normally you wouldn't even budget for that. But for all the assets that you see on screen at once. And they're using the budget for Hollywood, the amount of points that are on there, just throwing it in there, and then doing it 30 times, 40 times, 50 times. And the thing deals with it. It fucking deals with it. That's crazy. Utterly crazy. Somebody was saying, I don't think they're going to actually put like quick sell, like live scans into games, mate. You know, you got to make it 30 hours worth of gameplay out of that. I don't think you know. And I'm sitting there kind of going, yeah, you know, not long now. Really? If they're able to do that in a demo, so I've always looked at it on the 5-year demo thing. Whatever you see Nvidia do on a demo, you're probably going to see as normal in a game in 5 years. Generally. That's my rule. Am I still here? Is it just me talking?
Yeah,
now?
no, we're all
Yeah,
here.
you're
Oh
here.
my god, I'm enthralling. But yeah, every time I've seen anything, every time I've seen anything coming out of Nvidia, 5 years down the line, it's ubiquitous across most games as just a normal thing. And if that's coming out this year as a demo, yeah, by 2025, baby, it's going to be Hollywood style, with the way that processors are going here. Everyone's thinking about going really heavily on the multi-core.
Okay, whose phone is going off?
That's Maggie's phone.
You're
just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, no problem then.
You almost insulted her.
I'm sorry, Maggie.
But yeah, it's there's a lot on the horizon for that sort of thing. VR, light field. Do you know much about light field, Rick?
No, don't know about any of the technical stuff. So,
well, what you're looking at right now, as you look out to space and wherever you look, there's a light field coming in.
Yeah.
And you poorly refocus that light into the back of your eye.
Yeah.
With the help of some glasses.
Yeah.
Yes. So the whole point of light field glasses is to mimic that.
Yeah, I got that.
So they were doing that in 2006, 2007, working out sort of ways to doing that. Nvidia came out by about 2013 with a prototype for that. And so they can do it. It can be done. It's already set to actually be a thing. We just need the computing power to be able to do it.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So this is the iteration for me that I'd be happy with. Because it's the refocusing thing that drives me nuts.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that gives you the headache, the big headache. It's not just the motion sickness. It's the mismatch.
I wish it would be that simple.
Well, you get headache. Do you get headaches when you read?
It's not headaches. I get nauseous.
Yes. When you read?
No.
Not when you read?
No.
But you're short-sighted, aren't you?
Far-sighted.
Ah! So if you took your glasses off, you would get headaches if you read, right?
If I read long enough, yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's that strain is the issue.
Amongst other things, yeah.
Amongst other things, yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping they're going to come up with that maybe next year.
Well, if they're doing it as a VR headset, I mean, it's like binoculars. You can, because obviously you don't wear glasses when you're wearing binoculars. You can, fine focus the binoculars so you get a clear image.
Yeah.
So surely you should be able to do that with the.
That's the idea of these things. They, rather than it being basically a cardboard cutout that you're staring at, it's more along the lines of something that you actually have to focus your eyes correctly for. Oh, cool.
Ryan and James. They featured somebody being spunked, and then he featured me hula hooping. Someone's pussy and like.
So, Rick, is the football starting up again?
It is in Germany.
Yeah,
although the very first match that was supposed to restart that was already cancelled because a few of the players from one of the teams had COVID. So, but they've already started, so you can watch some football again. Dutch football won't restart this season, though.
We're still arguing.
Oh God, this is the most important thing in the COVID-19 pandemic, is it? Football.
Yes. What would you want it to be? Anime?
Given some productions have actually been shut down because of it, yes.
Cricket, rugby league. There's so much. I do enjoy my sport.
Yeah, me too. Especially in these times when there's just nothing going on, nothing to watch, nothing new is being made, and it helps break the day, sports. From the monotony.
My rugby league team's been, releasing YouTubes of games from back in the dark and distant. I mean, it's that long ago. They've been 4-3.
Yeah, that's what they've. That's what they've been doing here as well. But I mean, there's only so many times you can watch a game where you already know the outcome of.
Well, no, I mean, I don't know the results of some of the games from 1990 odd.
By Pascal, no, he's already left.
He's gone.
Yeah,
says he needs to bounce. I didn't get the whole of it.
Oh, it is. Ever since Canada legalised weed, he's been bouncing completely, mate. I tell you.
Hang on. Need to bounce. I'll BBL or
be back later. Be back later.
Be back later if I can. Okay. So it's just the five of us now.
Come on. I'm an old git and I know YouTube, Twitter speech. TTFN.
Right now, it's just three of us, I think, by the way.
That's fine.
Bob, there's you, Rick, there's Drew, there's Sean, there's me.
Yeah, but Robin is away from the computer as well right now, I think. And Drew, I haven't heard him speak up in a while. So.
Oh, Drew's around. He's just not speaking for anybody.
Still,
that's why
Sean said he knows Twitter speak, and I don't know fucking technology. You know this.
Yeah, I don't know technology either.
I'm not a huge tech fan. I mean, at the moment Robin starts going off, I can listen for a while, but after a bit it becomes
white noise.
I mean, literally during this lockdown, I finally finished a sculpture I gave up on 8 years ago, which was an updated version of a thing I did in school, which is basically a man sitting in a chair with the wires of various computers and TV and things going straight into his skin. It was meant to represent the dependence of technology.
Show it.
It's literally in the garage. I don't have a photo.
Well, there is the thing about hot wiring it directly into your brain, isn't there?
Yeah, what's it? Matrix style, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not seen the film.
You haven't seen the Matrix?
Hang on, I might be able to find a photo. I got the inspiration.
Oh, well, why should I watch The Matrix?
It's an okay movie, especially if you don't count the follow-ups.
Are there any hobbits in it?
No.
Well, there you go then.
There's no hobbits in Doctor Who either. And no, we're not going to talk about Doctor Who.
Are there any Daleks in it?
Kinda.
Well, are there really?
There's evil beings who control the universe.
There's evil beings that control the universe in every film. That's generally the premise of most films, like Star Wars. Anything evil in Star Wars? Yeah, there's the odd little thing that gets on people's tits,
There's quite a few movies where there aren't.
Yeah, I'm just putting into the chat right now where I got the inspiration for that sculpture I was talking about.
Okay, let's have a watch. Oh god, it's anime. Of course it's anime. What the hell?
Oh, it's a Cyberman.
Yeah,
No.
as I said, X-Men. X-Men, what the fuck? Matrix thing.
Yes, that's the sort of thing. But that's kind of where I got the idea of the sculpture I made.
Right.
The Matrix, what?
We're just talking about something else.
Something else.
Wasn't
great.
Not important for you to know.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh. Why are you talking about that?
We were totally not. No, we're not talking about you behind your back.
We were
No,
talking
I'm just like, you're on my show. Okay? And you're like kind of going, so we're talking about, oh, what are you guys talking about? Oh, nothing.
Sculpture.
It's like, it's a talk show.
We're talking about a sculpture that Bakura's making, and he showed us the image that was the inspiration. If you look in the side chat, you can click on the link and you'll see the image. There we go.
How fucking difficult was that?
Not at all.
It was
I like messing with people.
Because I was talking about where I got the. Because I was talking about where I got the inspiration, and they were going on about anime and Doctor Who.
You see, now we're having
I
a
was
conversation.
not going on about Doctor Who.
Now we're having a conversation about a conversation. This is what happens. This is what happens when that happens, you see. So you can cut that out straight away that way. Just keep me informed, that's all I'm asking. Anyway.
I just wanted to mess with you a bit.
Anyway, who's going to die first then? Who's going to be the first celebrity death?
Ooh. Have we not had a celebrity death?
Is there a celebrity?
I don't want to sound funny. There has been a few.
Tim Brooke Taylor. Tim Brooke Taylor died.
Who? Yeah.
Tim Brooke Taylor.
Who?
Off the Goodies.
What?
He was.
You know
Monty Python?
Yeah, of course I know Monty Python.
Well, he was one of the people who was going to be in the Monty Python group, but for some reason he didn't make it quite there for the day, and then he didn't make it. But he was big friends with all the Monty Python crew. He appeared with John Cleese in, what was it called? That was the week that was TW3.
That was the.
Which was a comedy series. He also did The Goodies, which was a 1970s.
Yeah, he's kind of funny.
He was a.
Does anybody outside the UK know him?
No.
Okay, so he's not famous.
Probably not. He's famous in the UK. Yeah. There's
probably yeah. And would you say someone who's famous in the Netherlands is famous? I wouldn't. Not in this context.
Well, if
he's not like the Mickey Mouse of British comedy, is he? You know what I mean?
No, I mean
No, but you said celebrity death.
Well, we're basically scraping the bottom of the barrel already. I mean, he's got an OBE, so he's probably a child fiddler as well. And if anyone is asking, I did say probably. So, see you in court.
Norman Hunter?
Who?
Fucking hell. Look, mate, just people who are known to you are going to die anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's... yeah.
They're already on their way out. So, You're just following them to the grave.
Well, that's true of us all, really. We're all following someone to the grave.
Some of us have a tighter leash. Anyway, it just gets tighter all the time.
Oh wait, that father of what was it, Adam Sandler or whatever?
Who?
He died.
So we're at Adam Sandler's dad now.
No, he was famous in his own right. He also played in King of Queens. He was the dad or something.
I'm sorry, but so we're on about some shitty American sitcom that nobody's ever heard of, and he's famous now. Fuck off.
He died.
If we can't have Tim Buck Taylor, you can
Arthur
fuck off with-
Spooner.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I agree, but I know about this guy and I don't care about Tim Brooke Taylor, so I'm going to allow it. So please continue. Before you
Jerry
ask,
Stiller's dad.
and before you ask, yes, that is by the sound of it arbitrary and probably biased, but it's my show, so fuck off. So anyway, yeah. Nobody cares about Tim Brooke Taylor, but what the King and Queen's guy's dead.
Jerry Stiller.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
oh,
about
well,
all he's been dead for years,
hey, you asked the question. Come on.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to know. That's all I was after. I just wanted to. Yeah. Well,
did he die due to COVID?
I mean, it's not. Okay. I'm sure he was a lovely guy, but it's not like we like. Oh, a sitcom is missing. Oh,
that sitcom had ended a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's already set in stone. It's all right. His legacy will live on.
Dara agrees with me. He's heard of King of Queens, so that guy is already more famous than.
Yeah, there's 3 versus 1 here. So even though it is arbitrary, there's 3 to 1 here on this. So it's...
Yeah, but we're from other countries.
And from other countries too, yeah, ha. Double, triple lock pension here for this.
You don't even know what you're saying now, do you?
I don't know. No, not at all. not one single jot. I gave up on that after the 3rd beer.
Giving up. That's a sensible thing to do in life.
Man, I hate it. Do you know what I really hate in this world?
Americans?
Keep guessing.
Everything.
The French. No, that's me.
Yeah, that's everybody. Brexit?
Is that it? Is that all you've got?
Chocolates? Dogs?
Am I that limited in dimension to you? That these are the only things that I can hate?
Videos
I'm just going up.
Lag a bit.
But no, I was saying the one thing that's really annoyed me over this last few years is people that retweet or like a tweet that I did that I didn't find very funny. I've got like a suite of hilarity on my Twitter feed. Okay, you can scroll down that and you've got nuggets, fucking just smashing you in the face, left, right, and centre. And there's a few dust balls. There's a few, yeah, they're a little off. They're okay. Some of them, yeah, I didn't put my heart into it. And those ones, they people like them. What? I hate that. Really hate that. I really hate that. But it's just really obvious jokes. Really obvious jokes that just they're on the moment.
You're a man full of a lot of hate, aren't you?
I hate my audience, I know that. Most of my guests. No, that's not true. All of my guests.
Better. There's been a lot of deaths actually due to COVID.
Good!
Oh,
more stupid people must die.
No, these also... There's actually a wiki page list of deaths due to COVID-19.
Oh,
famous
excellent.
people.
Good.
How about...
Celebrity deaths?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hal Wilner, music producer?
No.
Never heard of him.
Neither have I. I'll be honest, I haven't heard of fucking any of these, to be honest. it's me and and let's be fair, I'm not really a celeb follower, so I wouldn't know.
No, neither am I.
The Bishop of Coventry.
Okay, we've got. Okay, I've gone with on age, and we've got a sumo wrestler called Shobushi. He died apparently. 28 was this young man. DJ and rapper Fred the Godson also went down in New York.
Madeleine McCain.
Oh,
Oh, that took a while.
Madeleine McCain.
She hasn't died.
How do we know?
We know, mate.
Are you on about the daughter of former Senator
Yes.
McCain? She hasn't died. She should have died because she's atrocious. But I mean,
wow.
No, I think we're talking about somebody else now.
Oh, I'm thinking Madeleine McCann.
Oh yeah, that's the one I meant.
Oh
Sorry.
my god.
Hey, I'm a foreigner. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah,
Johnny
what the
Foreigner
fuck?
here.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why you care, you know. But we've got country singers, boxers, fashion designers.
Oh, God.
Maggie, Jenny Palanco died. She doesn't care. It's like it's great. It's killing off loads of people nobody cares about. It seems. This is a great virus.
It's also killing off the people that don't think it exists.
It's pretty much getting rid of most of the over 50s. We hate them.
fuck off.
Well, let's be honest, mate. Let's be honest. You've not raised a good bunch.
Yeah, true. All right.
You've most of your generation has basically mistaken rebellion as being annoying.
Let's be honest. I've raised a daughter. She's a very clued on individual.
I didn't
She's
say
that clued on. She left the country.
I never said that you were exceptional.
No, I was the exception. That's what I'm saying.
I never said that you were exceptional.
I would never claim to be exceptional.
You just did.
No, I didn't. I said I was the exception.
Yeah. That
Not
surely
an
makes you
excep-
exceptional.
No, it doesn't. And
In that,
you know it doesn't.
in that particular case,
No,
you are
it
in fact
doesn't. And
exceptional.
No. You're miscuing words very carefully.
I'm
and
not
I know what
miscuing words.
You're twisting the meaning of words then.
I think it was a pretty untwisty version, to be honest with you, mate. I think you're
twisting
coming at me
words
with a new twist of this.
So who else has died?
You're twisting words in a very Tim Brooke Taylor sort of way. There you go.
Well, fuck him. He's dead. I mean, there's loads of people in their 90s. I mean, there's an allergist and immunologist, William Franklin, 108, who's gone.
Yes, I saw him.
Bound to them.
And I'm sure, at this point, everyone was sitting there kind of going, well, good innings. Anyone over 50 is good innings, really. You're all way past any use. Really.
John, you remember John Glenn? You must know him, astronaut.
Yeah.
His wife's died. She was 100.
So, why am I laughing at that?
Yeah, that's not funny.
I mean, fair play to her. She did
No,
reach
you were just saying we're looking at celebrities and stuff like that. John Glenn. Oh shit, John Glenn. Really? It's like, no, he hasn't died. His wife has. Oh, for fuck's sake! It's just,
I don't want to sound funny, but John Glenn died years ago, mate.
You had sort of wound me up a little bit on that one.
John Glenn died yonks ago.
Yeah, but it's the whole point of the,
Actually, he died 2016, so not quite yonks, I suppose, but yeah.
He died well, and she didn't.
Well, I mean,
and that's funny.
I mean, the only thing about dying of COVID in the hospital is that you'd be so doped up on morphine derivatives that you probably won't feel a great deal. The fact that you'll have a tube shoved down your throat and into your lungs, which if anybody's ever had a stomach pump when you've drunk too much or taken Novos or anything like that, if you've ever been stomach pumped, it's not nice because they literally ram a hose pipe down your stomach and then pour water in and out of it. It's really unpleasant.
Yeah, in your lungs it's even worse, so that's why you're put into a coma.
Yeah.
So either way, a lot of Tory voters dying.
Well, that's the funniest thing of it all. That's, I mean, because Tories are traditionally more from the elder, people get more right wing the older they get, allegedly.
No, it's not that. It's that the left die early. Like good people.
It is a thing people say. That you grow more conservative as you grow older.
And like we said, this virus is killing people with Victoria.
Well, you get more resistant to change, if anything. But I don't think it necessarily means more conservative. I mean, if you think about it, conservatism is a resistance to change, yes. But I mean, just in that plain thing.
It's just a thing people say. I'm not saying it's true.
No, I mean, it's only life. I've heard a lifelong conservative say that. I was more liberal, and then and it's like, mate, you've always voted Tory. What the fuck? And they talk themselves into that line, is that they've always been the norm, and everybody else has just been changing around them. Those sort of people are just weird.
Yeah.
Understand your relativity, you.
Einstein, he's been dead for years, mate. Don't start bringing up relativity.
An Olympic swimmer, Lukman Nyode. Apparently,
it's a brilliant. It's just a wonderful website. That this wiki page is just brilliant, and we're just like,
Sorry, Stephen Dick, but you're dead.
We shouldn't be laughing, but
Stephen Dick.
Stephen Dick is dead. 35. British
What
diplomat.
did he do?
He was.
Diplomat.
He died in Hungary, Budapest. Be exact.
Right.
Maggie. Maggie.
Adam Schlesinger.
Who?
Zafar Sarfraz. He's dead as well.
Oh, he's a cricketer.
Yeah.
He's a cricketer.
Yeah.
Age 51, 52?
He's 50. Or was
50.
50,
Yeah, exactly.
so.
50 plus. So.
Isa.
I remember Zafar Sarfraz.
Well,
Sarfraz, sorry.
That's the only way you're going to be able to deal with him at this point. Because he's dead. Mike Huckabee. The Deep House DJ. Detroit.
Okay.
I was going to say, everybody went, ooh, Huckabee, thank God.
That's one down.
Remember.
Do you know what? Okay, let's have a thought experiment. Imagine if Trump went down.
Oh, on who?
They would make him. Do you know what? He'd be a cross between JFK and like Reagan. That's how the right would go with it. They turn him into this Reaganite sort of JFK deal, and they'd be blaming the Democrats saying that they started it. There'd be like a whole conspiracy theory around Hillary like concocting the virus with the Chinese to basically infect themselves.
They'd literally deify him.
Yeah.
I mean, they've already all but done that.
Well, no, they literally
Jesus
have.
Christ.
They literally have deified this man at this point.
They haven't put him on money yet.
They've preyed on him.
I know.
They preyed not with on him.
I know.
Yeah,
I
they
know.
laid their hands, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh,
At this
God.
point, oh my fucking God. That's some Christian cringe.
They had to justify his very existence actually by comparing him to this.
I mean, let's be honest. So was he his whole life. So
They had to compare him to this particular saint who, well, he was a saint, but he did really horrible things to be a saint.
You mean Jesus Christ? What?
No,
that's
not
what
the
they're
saints.
comparing him to.
It's not. There's
No,
more saints than that, mate. They've been busy.
I know.
Jesus Christ wasn't a fucking saint, you twit.
Saint
Jesus Christ
Saint
probably
Christ
didn't
of
exist,
Bethlehem.
you twit.
I mean, Paul wasn't exactly nice. He was he was originally called Saul. He had his Damascus moment, didn't he?
What?
On the road to Damascus, he had a vision, and then he changed his name, became Paul, and became all nicey. But he was a bastard beforehand.
Oh, they were all bastards. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
They were all bastards.
If you think you've got God in your ear, you're a bit of an arsehole.
If you think, well, this is the weird thing. I mean, if you get these psychos that I had voices in my head and they told me to kill people. There's a vice president of America who says he hears God's voice.
Well, I think George Bush said that he'd had a little word with our Lord, and I remember this in 2005 or whatever like that, and I was saying to him, look, I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that Jesus, God did not talk to George Bush and tell him to attack Iraq. People are like, fuck off. How do you know that? And they go, because I'm Jesus Christ reincarnated and my dad told me different. And they're like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, oh, ye of little faith.
Oh, there's one channel I used to go on years ago because Sarah Palin would go on and say how freedom is a God-given right, and in another rally she'd
No,
the
pronunciation, you got to get it right. Ferdum.
And in another rally, she said
no. If you want American freedom, it's Ferdum.
Freedom.
Ferdum. My Ferdum.
But she once did a rally said that freedom is a God-given right. In another rally, she said that it's an American right. And the only way both of those could be true is if she thinks God is an American.
They do.
Americans
so
are human.
do.
If you want to have a laugh with an American Christian from the Deep South, just ask them what colour they think that Jesus was, seeing as he came from fucking Jerusalem.
I know.
No, thank you.
Oh no, for me, it's those Christian.
Oh, Jew is still alive.
Christian anti-Semites always make me laugh because they're like sitting there, kind of going, "Yeah, the Jewish and the Jews," and they're sitting there, kind of going, "But you're a Jesus man, yeah? You're a big Jesus guy, yeah. So you pray to Jesus, yeah.
You pray to the Jew.
So you pray to a Jewish man, Jewish guy.
Jew, if anything.
He's Jewish." I mean, he's a Jew. There's no Jewish about him. He is a 100% Jew. He's chopped. The works.
Assuming he actually existed, of course, for the sake of the argument.
Well, the problem is the name Jesus was not exactly,
it's quite common.
It's somewhat of an ambiguous name, really. It's calling somebody John or
There's
Derek.
footballers called Jesus, for God's sake,
Yeah.
Jesus in Spain.
Yeah, as far as I know, scholars do actually think that, in spite of everything, there actually was a Jesus.
No, they don't.
No. Well,
there's no good evidence for it.
But not that he was magical, but just a man. That's all.
No, there's also no evidence for that.
What evidence? What evidence are you suggesting that there isn't?
Why do you guys get so? I don't understand this. I've heard this. People get so fucking aggravated over this. Jesus Christ was real. Why can't you admit it? Jesus Christ wasn't real. Why can't you admit it? Who fucking cares?
Well, no. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. There is some historic record of this, so it's not completely unambiguous. The idea that this, it was. Here's the thing that I've learned from most of this is, or at least from what I understand, as far as the existence of some sort of form of rebellion that was around in those sort of times. Yes, there were plenty of Jews that were waiting for some sort of second coming of some sort of savior to lead them out of that sort of business again, because apparently they'd already done it to the Egyptians. Even all the Egyptians are like, who the fuck are these guys? Yeah. Anybody? By the way, the whole thing with the Jews and the Egyptians is just made up. Just utter bollocks. There's no evidence of Jewish slaves like fleeing from the Egyptians. None of that.
At least not in those numbers.
Yeah, and guess not. And guess what? No, there weren't like frogs and shit. Sorry. Bizarrely, when people, they weren't just lying about the fact that they could make sort of, locusts just appear, but also that it was all just an elaborate bullshit story that people told themselves because they were village idiots. But yeah, as far as like the records from the Romans are concerned, there were certainly uprisings of such folk, and because they were obviously an oppressed people, they were kind of keen on the idea of somebody who would be able to lead them to conquer. So there was obviously the prophecies that were in the religious doctrine there as well. So there's plenty of people who are up for it. I mean, I'm not saying that this was sort of prophesied so much as the thing is with prophecies is you also have the imposters that come in who could actually become that actual thing, if you see what I mean.
What's most likely is that there were a few people, maybe one of them was named Jesus or something, whatever, or something,
well,
and he's an amalgamation. He's an amalgamation of a couple.
Do you know the name of Barabbas?
You
know who Barabbas is, don't you?
Yeah. It rings a bell, but right now I can't.
When Pilate said, "Who do you want me to free?" Jesus was now, or Barabbas. The first name of Barabbas was Jesus as well. So
Then why did
they were doing it alphabetically, and these were the J's.
Pilate
Jesus,
doesn't mention
Barabbas, and Jesus of Bethlehem. You see. So
I think Bakura wants to say something.
This was the JB's.
No, I'm just.
This was the
Oh,
JB's
you were
bit.
waving.
See, there were other people that they were going to free, of course, when they were just going with the J's, and it was Jesus and Jesus Barabbas, and obviously Jesus of Bethlehem, Jesus Barabbas. So they're JB. It's very close. So which one? Which? Come on, make a choice.
Bickers, Dickers.
Biggest Dickers.
Willie's Brian.
Willie's Brian, exactly. So it was somewhat of a mix-up.
He's a wobber in a wapist.
But as far as the existence of the whole three wise men and the fucking there was this well how was he from Bethlehem then? Oh well he was born in this place and then he had to go over there because of all that
COVID-19.
Yeah, there was census. There was the census that the Romans, who are really good at all of this shit, forgot to fucking write down. Oh right.
Besides, why would you care where his father and mother were
well, they
born?
do. No.
You want to know where they're living now, so you know how to tax that region.
The thing is that the Romans were very good when it come to actually sort of doing this sort
they
of
were
business.
paperwork mad.
Yeah, they were crazy for this. They were worse than the Germans. And so you can find out when they were doing this sort of thing. So that sort of business, the whole he was born over there and then he had to move over to this place and the thing. That was all just bollocks because nobody could sort of narrow down why this kid who came from here had a mum who came from there. And that really didn't coincide with the prophecy very particularly well, so they just made up.
I'm really I've been trying to find a name. There's a female professor of I can't remember if it's theology or divination. It's basically she studies God.
Oh God.
Oh no, it's even better. She's an atheist. They're
the worst.
No, she doesn't believe in God. But
I know they're the worst at this. They're the worst when it comes to this.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. What do you know? Well, actually, I think she's at Southampton. I'm the professor of religious studies at Southampton.
Most
University.
intelligent Christians don't believe in gods. I mean, Jesus Christ,
Just when you said divination, I was like, oh.
You were going into flaming Harry Potter, weren't you?
kind of. Yeah, I thought you meant someone who took it seriously.
Do you mean she takes?
We're talking about theology. You're talking about. I think what God meant to say was that's theology.
You're going Ken Ham.
Yes, or as
we
like to call it,
Rick.
bollocks is what we like to call that.
Bye, Rick.
Bye, Rick.
He's not the worst.
Yeah, sorry about the late and impromptu open house. I haven't really been paying much attention. I've been having a lot of things on my plate this last week for some reason or another. I'm doing a bit of graphic detail for a friend of mine. And I'm just busy. I got music to make. I've got fucking videos to do. It's just a nightmare and I can't get my head around it all. My life.
Yeah. Busy during the lockdown then?
I'm running out of disk space. And it's...
How?
How? What do you mean how? hey, you know that thing that you do, that you tell everybody that you do, that thing that uses up loads of disk space? Yeah, that thing. Why would you?
I'm just surprised. No, I didn't mean it. How I meant it as.
8 terabytes.
I'm surprised that you
nothing. 8 terabytes is nothing.
That's what I mean. It's just I'm so surprised that you are running out of disk space because of. I just imagined you would have almost infinite disk space. I know
How
there's no such
could
thing.
that be a thing?
I just said I know there's no such thing.
Yeah, it's impossible. If you've got more disk space, you fill up more disk space. That's just the way of things.
I'm not downloading I'm not getting rid of my porn collection, no matter what you tell me.
Hey, I'm from Dahara here. Jesus was a safe for the Mormons.
Okay. Thank you for that input.
Safe?
Savior? Maybe?
Saint? I don't know.
Saint for the Mormons? Maybe. I mean, as far as I was aware, he was a prophet for the.
He's a prophet for the Jews and a prophet for Islam.
No, not a prophet for the Jews. That's the whole point. He was for Jewish people. He was considered a false prophet.
Yeah.
That's why we've never really got on. This is the whole the business with the anti-Semitism bit. If you imagine an entire world turning to Christianity. And it's like kind of going, well, isn't it you lot who basically lied about my my deity? It's like, it wasn't me.
You just went all cool then, mate.
Yeah, and then
you learn about my deity
because they're fucking idiots who think like this. And then you say, then they're sitting there going, well, it wasn't me, but mate, I thought you were the whole sins of the father business. It's like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, well, what are you gonna do? So yeah, bit of a compromise there. So. To be honest with you, Jews, not your fault. I understand that, but what are you gonna do? I know, move to Israel. I know, I'm gonna fork out an existence in a place where everybody fucking hates me. Good one. Have you ever heard of the expression "knowing when you're not welcome"? You know, this is the bit that I don't get. It's like they say, you know, the Jews are persecuted people. They have been, definitely. They've gone all over the world. So you go to the one place that you're guaranteed to not be persecuted, Israel. Are you sure? You literally have to have billions fed to you in order to keep your military to a level to defend yourself against everybody left, right and centre. How is this peaceful? You should have gone to fucking Montana. You know? That's the bit I don't get. They could have carved out a little chunk of America somewhere and just called it Jerusalem. It would have been fine. You know, take some Indian land.
Thought you meant to build Jerusalem on England's green pleasant land.
Well, that was our way of getting away with it. And we're big money orientated people, you know what I mean? Well, here's the thing. I mean, a lot of the philosophy around the whole Judaism thing is that Jews think that they're the children of God, or at least the sons of Abraham.
The chosen people.
The chosen people, yeah. And, you know, everyone's sitting there, you know, everyone's saying, oh, Jesus, you seem to think that you were some sort of son of God or anything like that. Hang on, mate. I thought you said we all are. I'm just saying that it's not just us. It's the Romans too. We're all, you know, sons of children of God. I kind of get that idea. I kind of. I like the idea of it. It's bollocks, but you know, you just sit there and kind of go, well, you could reverse that and say none of you are children of God because there isn't one. You could give that a go. But you know, you've got to have about 2,000 years worth of evolution to get that out of the way.
All I know is God asked Abraham for the foreskin from his penis.
Yes, which is odd. Which is a very odd request. You know,
yes.
as a first date. First date stuff, that is not. You know what I mean? It's just not done. I mean, buying a rose is a bit weird on a first date, you know? That's going too far. You know?
And
stealing chips on a first date, yeah, that really depends on how you're going. Can you see how we're going here? No, look. No. Her stealing the odd chip, if you're really, really into each other and stuff like that, that's kind of sexy. Because that's her way of saying, kind of going, I'm looking to get into your package. You know what I'm saying?
She can keep her hands off my chips.
Now, however, if she steals a fucking chip and then starts pouring fucking ketchup, see that's a no-no. This is too far, ladies. Okay? He has chosen the condiment for his chips already.
We're talking fork through the hand when she reaches for your chips, mate.
No.
Yes.
This is why you're on medication. Most of us go, no. You just put your hand in front of every food. Stop that. You know, it's really, there's no need for the forks. You see, there's no need for violence. There's other ways to block somebody when they're putting ketchup on your chips without them having to be scarred for life.
Yeah, you just swat her hand lightly, call her a naughty girl. You know, she giggles,
whoa,
and then you
yeah. Where do you think you're going with that, young lady? You know, there's ways and means.
Let's be honest, Drew. You'd pull out a 9mm.
But that would be a pointless exercise, as he doesn't know where the head is at this point.
Okay,
he's just firing
that's
at blobs.
not true. You're being extremely hateful, and I feel very attacked right now.
Okay,
I wouldn't
that was kind of the intention.
on a date unless I wanted that date to end differently than most people.
Bullshit! You're an American. You'll be open carrying. You'll have a 66mm law slung across your back.
Obviously I'm open carry and it's 120mm, but that doesn't mean you whip it out on a date. There's a time and a place.
Yes.
This all really escalated from talking about Abraham.
You have to.
You're dreaming of
it's
whipping
important.
out your
No, it's important that you know if you are going to draw your weapon, it's usually if you are going to draw a weapon, it's usually on a third date.
Right, exactly. Third date, you go down to the gun range or something, but you don't do that first. Ease into it.
Yeah, you don't just whip it out.
Yeah.
Start
Now
firing randomly at the ceiling.
Right, you gotta be trained properly. You don't want to. I could possibly see me pulling out the gun in a situation where she was a psycho, and I really wanted to end.
You see, Portuguese guys from Brazil. This is a double entendre. This is another form of comedy. Yeah. He's actually talking about penis. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
This all escalated quickly from Abraham and Falk.
Yes, you heard it the first time.
Whereas what I was doing was sort of like a double on, where I'm basically now like going underneath that and sort of drawing some comedy out from that one because this was starting to dry out. See what I mean?
Yeah, comedy is at its best, I think, when you explain it.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So everybody understands.
Yeah.
Even the idiots. It's really important that stupid people understand comedy.
Yeah. Also, if you're watching, you should give money to Robin's Patreon because he took the time to explain these things to you.
Please.
Show your appreciation already.
Pay me,
dicks.
bitch. Oh man, I remember trolling a bunch of 8chan tards.
Oh yeah.
Really.
Good,
and I did like links to my Patreon, and it didn't say like thank you for if you wish to give me this, or I just said pay me, bitch.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Yeah. I was like, how do they fucking how dare he?
How much did you make?
Nothing.
you need to work on your power.
You know what? What I should have done. I should have opened that Patreon up earlier.
Just trolling.
I should have.
Just trolling. Don't get mad.
I should have taken all their money. That's what I should have done. I should have turned into like Ben Shapiro, or I should have gone the whole sort of. Oh no! I could have done a Reuben. Oh, I could have done a Reuben.
Did you?
Oh, can you imagine being a Reuben? Do the Reuben thing. Oh, I could have milked them for so much money. And then wrote a book about how fucking shit they all are, and then milked the money from the left. And then go back and then try and do it again to the right, and they'll fucking buy it again. They'll let you back in again because they're fucking idiots.
Yep.
Yeah, so much so that the guy who created 8chan has completely disowned it.
The left. Here's the thing with the left. The right will take you back. The left won't. The right will take you back. Time and again. As long as you're expedient, time and again. But the left, no. Once you fucked up, that's it. It's over for you. Never talking to you again. Fuck you. That's what I've noticed politically. The left are terrible. Especially when you point out when they're wrong. Because the left are never wrong. I meet a lot of people who call themselves centrists, but they're actually sort of centre-lefties. That's my big tell nowadays. They just can't admit that they made a mistake. And if anyone's there to remind them. Yeah. The right are terrible. The right are terrible, though. Because they'll only use you when they need you. And the moment you're of no use...
Did you hear? So that apparently Jane Roe has revealed there's some documentary coming up on FX about the abortion thing, about the Roe v. Wade case. And apparently she has confessed on her deathbed that when she changed her position on abortion in the 90s, she only did that because she was paid by anti-abortion activists on the right.
Ow.
Oh, is this the one who claimed
so
she was working
paid
at...
to say this on her deathbed?
Yes, I mean, well, I don't know, literally deathbed, but she's quite old and, has not revealed this before.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want to sound funny, but I believe that as much as I believe the person who claimed, an evangelical type preacher who claimed that Christopher Hitchens had changed his mind on God just before he died, and he'd phoned him up to tell him.
I don't know what Hitchens' last words were.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I really don't think that he would have spent his last time on Earth trying to desperately phone up this evangelical to say, "You were right, I was wrong, please get God to forgive me." Just, I mean, call me old-fashioned.
Well,
just don't think it's
okay, you're old-fashioned.
In
I'm
this
old.
case, I guess they're doing a documentary about her, and that's one of the things that she says, but I haven't seen it, so.
It's just...
What?
I just find it hard to believe, I'm sorry. I mean, maybe I'm just being cynical.
What?
I just think it's bullshit.
What is?
That Miss Wade would change her, oh, I was wrong, please, I need to... Fuck off. I don't think she said it at all.
Yeah, I think when people sort of say, have you ever heard those people who say that atheism takes more faith?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's
God,
their
yeah.
understanding. It's their
It's
understanding of
exactly
what
the same
faith
amount.
means. I think it's their understanding of what they mean by faith. It means commitment.
Right.
That's what it means to them.
There's so much about it that's shit. I mean, we
apparently
we worship Hitchens, and if it's not Hitchens, it's Dawkins.
Are you saying Christians say that atheism takes more faith?
Well, no, what it means is it takes more commitment.
But is this what the Christians are saying?
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm trying to get at.
Their idea of faith is what people would usually consider commitment. That's what they think faith means. It's a misunderstanding of that word, or a misappropriation, if you will.
Yeah, commitment just means keeping going, if nothing else, surely.
Well, no,
Something along those lines, anyway.
It's really the idea of sticking to principles. I mean, if you are a Christian,
Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
If you are a Christian, you don't really have principles.
Mm.
You can't. You can't have principles because otherwise you'd go mad. That's the problem with Christianity. Because I mean, if you have a look around at what Christians do and what Christians say, and you're like, oh, there seems to be a mismatch. But it's more along the lines of, even if you read the Christian doctrine, it's mismatched. So anyone who is a Christian isn't actually a real Christian because they don't murder their neighbours on Sundays if they see them picking up sticks, because they're not fucking idiots. So
how do you know? There could be someone doing that.
Well, I suspect, there's got to be one.
Code.
I mean, America is a country, so they've always got one.
That's a true Christian.
Yeah, and
there will be a true Christian there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit much, isn't it, being a true Christian? It's a bit like true Muslims as well. I mean, yeah. I love it when people kind of go, oh, yeah, it's particular religions that are different from each other. Oh, why is that then? Well, some of them are more nasty than others. Oh, why is that? Well, there's passages in the Quran that deal with war. Oh, really? Oh, really? So you're saying that a religious a book that deals within politics, societal sort of ails, all that sort of thing, it's basically like a self-help book. You didn't think they were going to discuss war at some point, seeing as that's a sort of a thing in life. Oh my god, somebody just put fried chicken with mashed potato and gravy. What the fuck is wrong with you?
They're Americans.
Bill Maher said something kind of similar when Obama was saying that Islam has been co-opted religion or so like that. Bill Maher was saying, no, it's the opposite. All the others got co-opted and crossed out all the bad stuff, and that's all the stuff we had to abide by. It's the younger religion here, Islam, that's not really not been co-opted yet.
Yeah, well, no. The thing is that if that were true, we would have all been taken over by Islam by now. If you imagine everyone's had their moments to go full conquest. They just can't, because most religions sort of live and die on their reputation, and most of the time they get co-opted by tyrants, usually, for hegemony, for the sake of hegemony. And that's why religions get such bad reps. And this is why people shy away from religion more than anything else, is because it's a way to fool yourself into doing what other people would want of you. Easily. All you've got to do is get on side with God, and if they're on God's side, then I'm on God's side, then I'm tribe. You know? That's its big pull and its big push. But that's not religion. It's nothing to do with religion. That's just the effects of religion. You could use the same with money. You can pay people to do that shit. How much do you got to pay somebody to fucking murder somebody in a back alley somewhere? 10 grand? 5? If you want it done dirty, I can probably get you for 1.
I was say you can get it done cheaper than
yeah,
that.
Probably get it for a couple of £100 if you get the right guy. You got to know somebody at that point, though. You got to meet them.
Depends how desperate they are.
Then there's people who
I'd rather
I'd
rather have somebody who guarantees, but also it keeps themselves to themselves.
Well, then there's people who try to desperately prove God's existence. There was one Tim Minchin did. Tim Minchin did a whole song about a guy who told him about how God cured his mother's eyesight, who was diagnosed with this condition by the doctor, would never see again. But they went to the church and they prayed, and she was healed. And he basically did a whole song about how every other possibility that you could have had, and it's unlikely that God would have done something for this middle class white bitch and left all the children in Africa dying.
It is one of those things, isn't it? It's like, God is not only fussy when it comes to who he wants to save, but he's also, he thought, you know what? Everywhere in the world, anyone can go. Doesn't matter. Just this one little sliver, just by the Mediterranean. That's for these guys. Everybody else, wherever you, I don't care. But just that little bit there. The worst estate agent in the world. What the fuck, mate? So the entire universe, everywhere on the planet, fine. This little sliver just to the right of the Mediterranean, yeah, that one's off. The fuck are you doing? It's not even a nice spot. Why didn't you go to south of France, where there's a breeze?
Well, if it's such a shitty bit of land, why not just let them have it?
It's too hot and humid because it's too close to the sea. It's daft. It's really bad on. If you imagine when you're near the sea and it's a big ocean, it's different. But Mediterranean, because it's such a light sea, so it gets very, very hot, and so the humidity is ridiculous out there, and it's all moving in that direction. So it's It's nice in Cyprus.
I've told you about Edward de Bono, haven't you? Haven't I? Sorry.
What?
You know Edward de Bono?
I've heard the name.
He's a lateral thinker type person, quite famous.
Right. Has he died from coronavirus?
Funnily enough, he's still alive. He purported a solution to the Israeli issue, which was Marmite. Right.
No, I'm willing to hear this.
His idea was basically that because there is a lack of vitamin A over there, that if you gave them all Marmite, which is very rich in vitamin, I think it's vitamin A, this would calm them all down. But then somebody pointed out that not everybody likes Marmite.
So that would calm half of them down.
And then you'd have the other riot where they all go ballistic because
they've run out of Marmite.
No, you like Marmite. You know how the arguments over who likes Marmite and who doesn't like Marmite.
Well, there's never really been that much. I mean, it's not actually got to the point of street brawls. You know, and to be honest with you, if I were to start an argument, I'd argue over Marmite. I mean, I feel like that's a safe bet. I mean, it's not really anything that anyone need be shot over.
Surely the thing they can unite over is that they don't eat pigs.
Oh, don't mention that to them, mate. Crikey.
Well, neither of them eat pigs, so they can just unite over them not eating pigs.
I mean, you can expect the answer, isn't it? Bacon? No thanks. Done. What?
Yeah, that's a link to the Edward de Bono article in the Independent.
Obviously, there's a trick with the Marmite. I get you. That's a thing. I don't know whether having some sort of chemical sedative is really going to basically cure and heal the wounds that have been caused over the last 2,000 years.
I agree entirely.
It's a long shot. Let's say that it's a shot in the dark.
And I've been because obviously it's Eid Mubarak is going on at this day, the Muslim festival,
which we all know about and care about.
Ramadan.
But
Ramadan.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Yeah,
that's a different song.
But they're all kicking off about the way that this year's protest is about the way that the Muslims kill the animal,
which is a big old
knife to the throat.
Big axe.
It's a sharp blade.
It's basically it's like a body-sized cleaver.
Well,
that's what it is.
Do you know how kosher meat is prepared?
Depends on the meat.
Well, we'll go with beef.
No.
They
Chicken,
have to have the blade has to be without mark. It has to be a complete. If it's notched, it has to be sharpened until the notch is gone. It has to be a pure blade. And literally, they put their arm round the beast's neck, all the way around, holding this blade, and they basically it's exactly the same method as used for halal. There is no difference. Even, I used to work in a Jewish care home, and even the Jewish people admitted quite freely that there's no difference between the way it's prepared.
It's a Middle Eastern thing anyway.
Yeah, but what you get is all these people, if you look on, especially over Eid, they're kicking the people kicking off about, how cruel is this, as brutal as. Not one of these people ever mentions.
Well, it'll be anti-Semitic if they do. That's the difference.
Yeah, but it's the same.
I swear some people are trying to push that just to basically annoy people. Because it does instill a cognitive dissonance, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's a huge difference. You can be Jewish, get away with it.
Dara says,
don't even get close to it.
Dara says factor farming is worse.
Factory farming is atrocious.
Okay, I'm... point of order. Quick question about the text. Is everybody happy with the way this text is actually being produced? I believe I now have a little bit more control over the font now.
Well, I'm looking at it in small, so I'd have to zoom it up to look at it.
Is it readable in small though?
I can't read it at all. It's fucking terrible.
Well,
you should be ashamed.
Of course, I'd like to limit your input to merely moral support.
Oi, this was a cited question. Pipe down.
I wasn't going to go with that one, but okay. I'm really sorry about him.
I couldn't read it in the small, but I'm old.
I can't read it in the small. I want it to be able to be readable at 720p and 1080p without issue. and have enough data being put down there.
I'll be honest, I'd have to put my glasses on to look at it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Don't ask then.
Mate, it's like
well, put it this way.
It's like saying to you,
read...
"Can you see this?" And you go, "No." And I say, "Why not?" Because
can...
your eyes are closed. I mean,
no,
what's
it
the
isn't.
point?
And I'll tell you why. Because if I look at the top line of my
what can I do?
Computer that has the font size is probably 4 or 6. I can read those. But if I click on,
Can you understand that when we're having this discussion about the thing that I'm talking about within my realm of what I can do, what I have consequence over, and you're saying you can't read that, and I'm saying why, and you're saying because I don't have my glasses on. You can see that has zero to do with what I'm fucking doing.
But I can read the side chat on the same chuffing page.
Without your glasses on?
Without my glasses on, yes.
What the
It's
fuck?
possibly because...
Has anyone else got a problem with this? Is this okay at 720p?
I think I'm at 1080.
God damn it.
I'm looking at 1080p. What's the issue with that? It's
can read.
not the letters
Drew
that's the
is
problem. It's the colour.
It's the
There you
colour.
go.
What, the white
Yeah,
and black?
Because it blurs in.
And don't forget Sean is colorblind.
Well, not that.
Well, then you could just go into worry about the side chat.
I'll just
and
set my
talking
dog
of the
on
side
it.
chat, thank you, side chat, for being there. Sorry about it being a bit too sort of, impromptu, and I didn't really plan ahead. I've been very busy. I'm really sorry. I actually, bizarrely, because everybody's indoors, everyone's filming less, and they're wanting things that are like effecty more. So I'm actually getting a lot of, people talking to me at this point. It's ridiculous. Not a lot of money in it, but at least there's something. But yeah.
Normally nobody talks to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's terrible. They're too busy doing other things, and I'm like,
I
"Can I
put
help?"
up
And they're
with
like,
twats
"Oh,
like
I'm too
me."
busy. I'm too busy. It's all right. You can't help right now." But now they need me, and I'm like, "Oh, right. I'm gonna squeeze you." And then they don't want to speak to me
If
again.
you need me now.
Anyway, much love. Thank you very much. Take it easy. Bye 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 bye. Shit, how do I turn this off?
The funniest bit of that, your audience